Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to present the class of 2018. Well, what a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. An exciting day for all of us here. I think that it's certainly a day that our young men have been looking forward to, and a time of great celebration for everybody here gathered with us today on this wonderful occasion and the 130th graduation of the Missouri Military Academy, which in itself is nothing short of a wonderful miracle and a tremendous compliment to our institution. I'd like to take the opportunity to welcome our honored guest. And of course, with us today, we have Major General Danner as our honored guest and the Hardin Medal winner, members of our boards of trustees, our honored guest, of course, Mrs. Winnie Runge Stribling, also the Garcia Almada family, and we welcome you all here today, and thank you so much for being a part of this wonderful occasion. It's really something very special. The Missouri Military Academy is a place that produces well-educated, well-prepared gentlemen of character, young men that we believe are prepared to face the future as leaders around the world. You gentlemen are to be congratulated on your wonderful accomplishment today. We are all so very proud of you. And last night, we had the opportunity to gather together and to really celebrate all of your accomplishments. You've all worked hard. You've all proven that you're equal to the task. For most of you, there have been challenges. That may have been on the playing field, in the classroom, on the back campus, or perhaps even in cadet life. But our journey is designed to be difficult, and our journey is designed to challenge you, and most importantly, to develop you as young men of character, and to take and build your self-confidence and self-esteem, because a young man with self-confidence and self-esteem can accomplish virtually anything that they set their minds to. We have held you to a higher standard, much higher than most of your peers have experienced at other schools. As you will find in life and beyond high school, this same standard will be demanded of you should you choose to lead, but most importantly, to have a successful life. All of you know where you're going from here. But I ask you a question, and that is, where will you go in life? I want to take and share something with you that I think, I hope, will help you to develop some thoughts around what you might want to contribute, not only to yourselves and your family, but to society in general. There's a wonderful poem by a great Scotchman, Will Allen Google, and it's called The Bridge Builder, and it's one of my very favorite poems. It says, an old man traveling on a lone highway came at the evening cold and gray to a chasm vast and deep and wide, through which was flowing a sullen tide. The old man crossed at twilight dim, and the sullen stream, he had no fear for him. But he turned when safe on the other side and built a bridge to span the tide. Old man, cried a pilgrim from the other side, you're wasting your time building here. Your journey will end this closing day. You never will pass again this way. You've crossed the chasm deep and wide. Why build a bridge on the other side? The builder lifted his gray head. Good friend, in the path I have come, he said, there followeth after me today a youth whose feet shall pass this way. The stream, which has been as naught for me, too far that fair-haired youth might be. That pitfall he too shall see, but he must come to cross this at twilight's dawn. It is for him that I build this bridge. I hope that you will find in your heart to be a bridge builder, and that you will find ways to contribute, and that you will be a man of honor and character. As you leave here, we would tell you that we ask you to remember 4 things that we've taught you here. First, have the courage to face the challenges squarely, without hesitation, and in so doing, you will not be defined by your fears. For as I've told you many times, a life defined by fear is a small one. Second, act with rigorous honesty in all your affairs. Men, women, people will not follow you if they do not trust you. Third, conquer life's challenges. And as you've heard for the 1,000,001th time, you will never quit. You will never, ever quit. You will overcome, you will prevail, you will dominate, but you will never, ever quit. Fourth, you must be accountable and responsible. Choose the harder right as opposed to the easier wrong. But we implore you, as our motto says, to be a man of love and a leader of love. One of the hallmarks of our 360-degree education is the development of one's character. Character is improved by study, but it is learned by the way you live your life on a daily basis. It is through a community's daily commitment to a moral code of living that we teach character, honor, integrity to our students. Evoke our school's motto as you go from here: love, honor, truth. We may be the only military school in the United States, perhaps the world, whose motto begins with love. In closing, I'd like to give you something that I read from Mr. David McKay. And he said, "True education seeks to make men and women not only good mathematicians, proficient linguists, and profound scientists, or brilliant literary lights, but it also wants to teach honest men and women with virtue, temperance, and brotherly love." God bless you all. God bless the 129th Corps of Cadets. Go forth and be great.
Dean Geraci will present the middle school awards. The Stribling Cup for highest efficiency in the middle school is awarded to Fausto Salazar. The Senator Christopher S. Bond Award for Outstanding Middle School Underclassmen goes to Jacob Giles. Dean Geraci will now present the high school academic awards. The plaque for highest scholarship in the freshman class goes to William Walker Dunn. The plaque for highest scholarship in the sophomore class goes to Gabrielle Pena. The plaque for highest scholarship in the junior class is awarded to Colton Lucas. Our president, Mr. Tony McGeorge, will now present the principal awards for 2017-2018. The Abbott Albright Faculty Award for Excellence in Teaching is awarded to the Outstanding Teacher for the academic year 2017-2018. This year's recipient is Major Peggy Raynard. The Hymos Trophy for a faculty or staff member voted by fellow faculty members to have done the most for the boys during the year. The award goes to Mrs. Cheryl Morris. Francisco Fletes, Senior Class President, will come forward and make a presentation on behalf of the class of 2018 to President McGeorge. On behalf of the class of 2018, Class President Francisco Fletes presents the senior gift earned through service projects and gifts for the purchase of a saber and senior brick for Cadet Alexander Ebersol. Each year, the Missouri Military Academy presents the Robert H. Weaver Award for an individual or group who best exemplifies an unconditional, unceasing drive and commitment to making life better for MMA and the Corps of Cadets. Today, the 2018 Robert H. Weaver Award is presented to Rob and Catherine English of St. Louis, Missouri, parents of Cadet William C. English, class of 2020. The English family continually seek ways to support the work of MMA. They are regulars at campus events, have been leaders in auction purchases during Maroon and Gold, and have often provided service and equipment to help the day-to-day operations of the campus. Please join me in thanking the English family for improving life at MMA. The Frisch plaque for the 11th grade cadet who exemplifies honor, good discipline, academic excellence, and service to the academy. The award goes to Kalagun Inkbayar. The Dorsey Anderson Class of 1895 Cup for the cadet exerting the most gentlemanly example goes to Carlos Liriano. The Red Ireland Class of 1941 Trophy for a Fighting Heart for the cadet who has more of those qualities of loyalty and courage that combine to make a fighting heart. The award goes to Pedro de Rocha. The Mustang Scholars Foundation plaque is awarded to the cadet who works to promote multicultural understanding in the Corps of Cadets. This year's award goes to Praise Maguiza. The Company M Club Awards goes to Delta Company. The company with the highest athletic standing goes to Bravo Company. The company with the highest disciplinary standing is Band Company. The Company Spirit Award goes to Delta Company. The company with the highest scholastic standing is Band Company. The company with the highest military standing is Charlie Company. And the honor company for 2017-2018 is Charlie Company. The Outstanding Performance by a Company Commander plaque is awarded to Victor Armando Leon. The Don Hooten Class of 1919 Fellowship Cup, voted by the Corps of Cadets to be the senior most valuable to the institution, goes to Alexander Ebersol.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Unfortunately, Alex was taken ill this morning and is unable to be with us. I ask all of you as we have done as a corps of cadets, to pray for Alex and to pray for his recovery. We were honored that he was with us last night and was able to spend that time with us, but he is seriously ill, as many of you know, and our prayers go out to Alex. So I'm sure that he has felt your love, boys, and I thank you very much.
The Charles I. Wall Cup, the second highest leadership award given to an MMA cadet, is awarded to a cadet who best typifies those ideals of character, leadership, scholarship, and service upon which the Academy was founded. This cup is named in honor of Stoney Wall, class of 1922. This year, the cup is awarded to Jiahuan Zhou. Legion of Honor is the highest award that can be given to a cadet at MMA. It is awarded to the outstanding cadet or cadets who demonstrate industry, integrity, leadership, and loyalty to MMA. Our recipient this year is Victor Arturo Leon. Dean Geraci will now recognize the top academic performers for the class of 2018. The class salutatorian is Mitchell David Dewing. The James C. Olson Award for the highest scholarship in the senior class is awarded to Gabriel Vallejo. The distinction of valedictorian is earned by achieving the highest GPA in the senior class and having been in attendance of MMA for at least his junior and senior years. This year's class of 2018 valedictorian is Yin Sao Wang.
Faculty, families, guests, and my fellow cadets. Today, we made it. 2 years ago, at the end of my first year, I was sitting on the very same seat you are sitting right now, listening to Cadet Nishan Kanal give his graduation speech. I didn't understand most of it due to my poor English, but I was impressed with his ability to do so. Speak to so many people he didn't know. Now, it's my turn, so hang on. I want to thank some people first who helped me through this journey. Sergeant Sheldon, Lieutenant Blankenship, and Captain Abbott for mentoring me. Major Roberts, the one who always take care of us. The great team man. And of course, our Colonel, 21 Rick Star. I want to thank my teachers for giving their best in the classroom, for helping me pursue my goals. I want to thank the MMA band, the choirs, and athletes who worked so hard and brought pride and honor to our school. I want to thank all the cadets of Delta Company who made this year a year to remember, and a year I will always look back with pride. I want to thank my friends, my family who supported me during these years. It truly has changed my life. And I want to thank the class of 2018 and congratulate your success. If you would have seen me 3 years ago when I first came to MMA, you wouldn't have recognized me. I was shy, still a little bit shy, chubby, and couldn't speak a word of English. But now look at me. I'm the Delta Company Commander, a superior cadet, the valedictorian of my class, and soon will be attending the University of Washington. Wow, so many changes in so little time. So here's something I want to tell you. Move out of your comfort zone. Attempt things you never attempted before. Take a challenge you have never done before. Put your head up and move through the obstacles that block the path. Maybe you have not noticed that we, the cadets, have gotten out of our comfort zone. 248 wake-ups, PT, cleaning our rooms, sweeping the floors, making our beds, shining our shoes and belts. We made sure we're presentable in the morning. Was it comfortable? No. 170 days in school, we wear the garrison uniform and with a tie during the winter. Was it comfortable? No. Homecoming, fall family weekend, spring family weekend, open house review, formal inspection, and too many review practice to count. Was drilling in uniform comfortable? No. But we made it. There's no other school in Missouri that's what we do. Not to mention we still maintain our average GPA above 3.0. There were complaints. Cadets were complaining, leaders were complaining, and I was complaining. But you made it. You're changed. You're stronger and you're tougher. You talk with manner and you act with discipline. You are changed. Keep up what you're doing and keep up getting out of the comfort zone. Keep being great in this great institution. In closing, I want to give you some interesting stats. 744 days of wake up, over 92,000 miles of travel, 6,222 push-ups, 5 pairs of leather shine, and I have gone through 6 uniform size changes. 510 school days, and now I'm done. Now, I consider myself to be a very lucky young man with so many options ahead, and when I look at my graduating class, I see the same for them. We did more than 1,500 hours community service. We drive over 8,000 cans for the food bank. And we, the class of 2018, have gotten the highest scholarship ever, $6.5 million. These amazing accomplishments are the proofs that if you apply yourself, you can accomplish great things. I hope you remember this in the years to come. Thank you.
The President will now introduce this year's Hardin Award recipient and commencement speaker.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have the distinct honor to present to you Major General Stephen L. Danner. Major General Danner is not only our commencement speaker this afternoon, but he is also the fourth recipient of the Hardin Medal. Major General Danner is the current Adjutant General of the Missouri National Guard based in Jefferson City. General Danner is a native of Macon County. He enlisted in the Army in 1972 and served as a combat engineer. In 1981, he joined the Missouri National Guard as a member of the Judge Advocate General Corps and has since had several other military assignments, including Deputy Chief of Staff, Commander of the 140th Regiment, Assistant Adjutant General of the Army, and he has earned his bachelor's degree from the University of Missouri at Kansas City and his law degree from the University of Missouri in Columbia. He also holds a master's in strategic studies from the United States Army War College. Among General Danner's awards are the Legion of Merit, the Bronze Star, the Meritorious Service Medal, the Iraq Campaign Medal with 2 Bronze Service Stars, the Global War on Terrorism Service Medal, the Army Commendation Medal, and a number of other achievements. He was a state senator. He was a House representative. He was a Missouri administrative law judge. And he is the recipient of the Mel Carnahan Public Service Award from the Harry S. Truman School of Public Affairs at the University of Missouri. He is the recent recipient of this prestigious award, and we want to take and tell you a little bit about the previous winners. The previous winners of the Hardin Medal were, in this order, Governor Jay Nixon, Senator John Danforth, and most recently, Army General David Petraeus, former CI Director and Commander of U.S. Forces in Afghanistan and NATO. The Hardin Medal is given after Charles Hardin for conspicuous public service to the state and the nation. It's given in recognition of Governor Charles Henry Hardin, the founding benefactor of MMA. Along with the citizens of Mexico, Missouri in 1889, Governor Hardin, the 21st governor, and a group of townspeople assembled in Mexico to listen to a presentation from Colonel A.J. Fleet, who was serving as the president of the University of Missouri and was a Civil War veteran. He shared an idea of an all-boys military academy. He believed that the growing Mexico community in the state of Missouri, and now even the world, would benefit from the addition of a military academy focused on producing well-educated leaders of character for both the state and the nation. And the city of Mexico agreed with this point of view, and on that date of November 22nd, 1889, founded the Missouri Military Academy, where we are today. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me a great pleasure to introduce a great American and a man of outstanding character and leadership, Major General Stephen Danner, Adjutant General of the Missouri National Guard. You're gonna look right over here, and he's gonna take your picture. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I very humbly accept this award, but not for myself, for my fellow guardsmen, the 12,200 citizen soldiers, Army, Air, federal civilians, and state civilians who serve this state and nation every day. I might say that we have over 1,000 of our troops overseas serving in the Middle East and around the world. The sun never sets on the Missouri National Guard. We humbly serve the citizens of the state of Missouri in natural disasters at the call of the governor, whether it's a flood or a tornado or other instances when Missouri citizens are in need of extraordinary help. So, Mr. President, thank you very much for this award, and I'll take it home and we will set it out on the shelves of the Missouri National Guard headquarters. Well, good morning, everyone. President McGeorge, members of the board, directors, department chairs, instructors, staffs, families, cadets, and graduates. To all the proud families who chose to send their sons here to this outstanding institution, thank you. You have set these young men on the path to success. This is a proud day. Today we mark the end of your time at the Missouri Military Academy, seniors. And many of you have excelled here. Others, I'm sure, just like me, getting out of high school is surprised just to get out. But whether you graduated first, last, or somewhere in the middle, though, you meet today as equals on this field. Yes, each of you stands armed with the great educational foundation. And I'm not just referring to the often cited 3 R's of reading, writing, and arithmetic in the usual high school curriculum. While they are certainly important as building blocks of your intellectual development, today I want to have a discussion with you about the other education you received here. I mean the values-based education you received here at Missouri Military Academy. The education you've received is extraordinary and unique. The values that have been forged in your character in a way only in the way possible through the crucible of a military education. When you leave here, you take the values taught here and reinforced here with you. They will be your unfailing guide. But if you lose sight of your values or violate them, they will also be your unbearable burden. Our Army values are almost identical to the Missouri Military Academy's core values. Loyalty, duty, integrity, honor, respect, selfless service, and personal courage are shared by both. The Army's 7th core value, discipline, is perhaps the most critical ingredient in MMA's value of academic excellence. By design, these core values build upon one another to form that greater concept of who you will become as leaders. The first value I want to discuss with you is loyalty. Loyalty is the foundation upon which all other martial values are built. As soldiers, our first and greatest loyalty is to our country and Constitution. Throughout history, and even today, soldiers have sworn oaths to serve kings and caliphs, princes, and parliaments. But here, we swear our oath to the Constitution. We vow to defend an ideal. Nathan Hale was only 20 years old when he was commissioned in the Connecticut militia. He fought at the siege of Boston and was later hanged as a spy by the British. You've all heard Captain Hale's famous last words, and I quote, "I only regret that I have one life to lose for my country," unquote. Think about those words, my country. In 1775, Hale's country did not even exist. What did exist, though, and what had been expressed to King George, was an idea, for a country where all men are created equal and endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, including the rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. These ideals were the country Captain Hale served. They transcend geographic barriers. Captain Hale's loyalty and sacrifice continue to shine as an example to today's service members. Now codified in our constitutions, today's soldiers swear an oath to the same ideals. It is to ideals that we owe our greatest loyalty. For without loyalty, our second core value, discipline, would be worthless. Discipline. Self-control that holds yourself accountable. It is a manifestation of loyalty. Each of you have learned what discipline means here at the Missouri Military Academy. In my experience, discipline means the deliberate series of actions and behaviors that is the result of service to a higher goal. Discipline can be waking up at 0:30 to take a run before work, or it can be maintaining your calm while others around you panic. When I think of discipline, I'm reminded of a story about Harry Truman, our president from Missouri, who served as a battery commander with the Missouri National Guard during World War I. During his first day of combat in August 1918, Captain Truman saw what a lack of discipline can do to a unit. When the Germans opened fire on Truman's battery, the acting first sergeant, a man named Glenn Woodridge, panicked. He ran. Worse, he shouted for his soldiers to follow him in his retreat. Captain Truman, who, at this point had been a reserved, bespectacled gentleman, erupted and unleashed a torrent of profanity at his troops. But he rallied them, and it must have been effective because the Missourians were suddenly much more afraid of their commanding officer than the Germans. The soldiers returned to their guns, and Captain Truman displayed the discipline and the strength he had when others ran. Furthermore, he had the ability to draw on the discipline he knew the soldiers had within them. As a result, the battery continued to lay down fire against the enemy, and for decades, Truman's men would often joke among themselves at reunions about the Battle of Who Run. Without Captain Truman's discipline, though, that story could have ended very differently for those men and the units they were supporting. Our third Army value is respect, and it is born of discipline. Respect is belief in people, institutions, and ideals above oneself, and internalizing those ideals to better oneself. The importance of respect is exemplified in the actions of General Joshua Lawrence Chamberlain in the closing days of the Civil War. General Chamberlain served in the Maine militia and received the Medal of Honor for his actions at Gettysburg. He led his men from the front and was wounded several times during the war. Half a century after the war ended, he would be listed as the conflict's last casualty after dying as a result of his wounds in 1914. When the Confederates surrendered at Appomattox Courthouse, General Chamberlain and his men were on hand as their worn and weary enemies marched by in defeat. As the Confederates passed, Chamberlain brought his men to attention and saluted his former enemies, welcoming them back as countrymen. The Confederates, noticing the honor, closed ranks and returned the salute. Chamberlain's actions, his simple sign of respect and recognition for a procession of surrendering enemies who had shed blood on the battlefield across from him and who had been trying to kill him only days earlier, was perhaps the first step towards true reconciliation for our nation after a bloody civil war. Respect for one's cause and oneself is manifested in our next Army value, selfless service. On this, I'll have the least to say, because the actions of centuries of American soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, Coast Guardsmen show more than I could ever say. These are the anonymous service members who fought and froze at Valley Forge during the Revolution, and the Chosin Reservoir during the Korean War, and the Ardennes during World War II. These are the unknown men who suffered and sweated in Belleau Wood during the First World War Quezon during Vietnam, San Juan Hill during the Spanish-American War. Today, tens of thousands are selflessly sacrificing by being separated from their loved ones serving in Iraq, Afghanistan, and areas around the world. At this time, I'd like to recognize our American veterans, and I'd like to ask all the veterans in the audience to please stand up and let us recognize you for your service to this country. Veterans, God bless you. Thank you for what you've done. Thank you for your service and your leadership. Selfless sacrifice, the disregard for one's personal comfort and safety in the service of something greater than oneself is the highest form of honor. Honor is living one's values fully. Honor means following your moral compass. Honor means owning your decisions and accepting responsibility. Honor is your reputation. Before the D-Day invasion, General Eisenhower wrote a famous message to be distributed to Allied forces preparing to invade France. In his message, he extolled their virtues, showed confidence in their training abilities, and prayed for victory in what he called, quote, the great and noble undertaking, end quote. That message was read by tens of thousands of men in 1944, and it's been quoted countless times since. What you probably don't know, though, is Eisenhower wrote a second message that day. It was to be read in the event the invasion failed. Only 4 sentences long, it concluded, and I quote, "The troops, the air and the Navy did all that bravery and devotion to duty could do. If any blame or fault attaches to the attempt, it is mine alone," end quote. By accepting sole responsibilities if the Allies were defeated, General Eisenhower was accepting responsibility for his actions, recognizing that by sacrificing his own name and reputation, he would take the blame off the shoulders of the fighting men to ensure their honor remained intact, even if defeated. Thank God he never had to read that message, and the Allies were victorious on D-Day. Honor is closely linked with our next value, integrity. The Missouri Military Academy does an outstanding job of reinforcing the value of integrity through the honor code you've lived by these 4 years. To me, the expectation is simple. I am truthful, virtuous, and respectful. I will inspire others to pursue this code. Even at an institution of this great caliber, though, integrity can't be taught. Integrity can't be forced. Integrity is inspired through example. There's an apocryphal story about a great Marine, General Chesty Puller. When General Puller was commandant at the command Camp Lejeune, he came across an odd sight. A Marine private was standing in front of a second lieutenant, raising and lowering salutes. When he finished, General Puller approached the lieutenant and asked him what was going on. The lieutenant replied that the Marine had not saluted him, so the lieutenant was reinforcing discipline by making the private salute him 100 times. General Puller nodded, congratulated the lieutenant on his ingenuity and creative discipline. But he then reminded the lieutenant that each salute must be returned in kind. As General Puller left, that lieutenant began the process of returning the 100 salutes to what I imagine was a very amused private. I tell that story because integrity isn't about correcting others' lapses. It's about not being blind to your own failings. It's about being honest and having a consistent moral compass. Ultimately, we are the only ones who can judge our own integrity. Each of us knows his own moral or ethical lapses. Often, we are the only ones who know them. So true integrity is about maintaining your moral principles when no one is looking and keeping faith with your best self. Our final value is personal courage. Personal courage is the willingness and the ability to act on our other values. Personal courage is not simply something physical, but moral courage. In March 1942, after a months-long siege in the Philippines, President Roosevelt ordered General Douglas MacArthur to evacuate. MacArthur withdrew, and command went to General Jonathan Wainwright of the U.S. and Filipino forces. General Wainwright had a Hobson's choice. He had to choose between fighting to the last man or surrendering and hope the Japanese would show mercy. General Wainwright certainly knew the Japanese, who never surrendered, would treat a surrendering general officer with unbridled cruelty and contempt. Wainwright and his men spent the next 3 years in inhumane conditions, suffering unimaginable brutalities at the hands of their captors. When freedom finally came with the arrival of the Allied troops, Wainwright fully expected to be treated by them as a coward and a villain. Had he done the right thing by saving his troops and displaying his personal moral courage? Certainly he did. And General MacArthur remembered his trepidation, though, during their reunion. And I quote from General MacArthur, "For 3 years, he, being General Wainwright, had imagined himself in disgrace for having surrendered Corregidor," MacArthur wrote. "He believed he would never again be given an active command. This shocked me. 'Why, Jim,' I said, 'your old corps is yours whenever you want it.'" General Wainwright received the Medal of Honor for his actions on Corregidor and through captivity for his personal courage. General MacArthur rewarded him by personally ensuring that General Wainwright was present to witness Japan's unconditional surrender on the USS Missouri. Graduates, as you leave here today and go out and meet the world, you must recognize your values will be tested every day and for the rest of your lives. Most of you will go on to institutions of higher learning afterwards. Some of you may join the profession of arms. Others, finally, will seek careers either in the public or private sectors. But no matter where you are, no matter who you're with, no matter what you are doing, if your values are constant, they will remain with you fixed like the North Star. You will encounter situations in your lives where you might seem that your values are outdated or irrelevant. These are the times when your values count most. Remember the examples of the men I told you about today. Remember the loyalty of Captain Hale. Remember the discipline of Captain Truman. Remember the respect shown by General Chamberlain. Remember the selfless sacrifices of generations of Americans like those here today in the audience who fought from Bunker Hill to Baghdad. Remember the honor of General Eisenhower. Remember the integrity of General Puller. And remember the personal courage of General Wainwright. The values you leave here will remain your guiding light throughout your life. Whatever path you choose to follow, military or civil, be loyal, be disciplined, have respect for all. Serve selflessly with honor and integrity, and be as courageous in the difficult decisions as you are brave when life's decisions are easy. And finally, be proud of who you are. Be dignified in character. And if you're true to your Missouri Military Academy values, you will find you have a life well lived. Congratulations, graduates, on this special day. God bless you in whatever path you choose to follow. God bless the Missouri Military Academy. God bless this great state of Missouri and the United States of America. Thank you.
Dean Geraci will now present the graduating class to the Academy President. Will the class of 2018 and their families please rise?
President McGeorge, I have the honor to present the graduating class of 2018. Since they have satisfactorily completed the course of studies as prescribed by Missouri Military Academy, the state of Missouri, and as accredited by the Independent Schools Association of the Central States, I recommend that they be awarded their diplomas.
Gentlemen, by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the Missouri Military Academy and the state of Missouri, on this day, 26 May 2018, I now pronounce you entitled to all the rights and privileges of graduates and graduates of the Missouri Military Academy.
Please be seated. The class of 2018 has earned more than $6.5 million in scholarships this year. Please come forward to receive your diploma as I call your name. Zhou Li Sai, Hangzhou, China. Fabian Campos McGregor, Monterrey, Mexico. Akil Khalil Carpentier, Washington, District of Columbia. Juan Pablo Cepeda Bremer, Torreon, Mexico. Edward Cha, Bronx, New York. Alfredo Chavez Longoria, Delicias, Mexico. Mao Lin Chin, Shenzhen, China. Pedro Enrique da Rocha Pereira Alves, Hyundai, Brazil. Jared Austin Damastis, Weir, Texas. Mitchell David Dewing, Cadet, Missouri. Alexander Michael Ebersol, Poplar Bluff, Missouri. On behalf of Alexander, his uncle, Mallory Mays, will be accepting his diploma. Alberto Elizondo Carranza, San Pedro Garza Garcia, Mexico. Francisco Javier Fletes Dorantes, Monterrey, Mexico.
He's going to be a lawyer.
Styles Marquis Fountain, Mexico, Missouri. Itzgeld Gankuyag, Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. Zolbo Gankuyag, Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia.
Congratulations, son. Well done.
Jorge Luis Garcia Chavarria, San Pedro Garza Garcia, Mexico.
Well done.
Alberto Garza Garcia, Monterrey, Mexico.
Congratulations, son.
Luis Eduardo Garzon Guerra, San Pedro Garza Garcia, Mexico. Matthew Johannes Gede, St. Louis, Missouri. Alexander Davies Krieger Gilbert, Clyde Hill, Washington. Emiliano Gonzalez, Laredo, Texas. Copeland Patrick Grauman, Dallas, Texas. Malachi Weldon Grice, St. Louis, Missouri. Joseph George Guth, Wildwood, Missouri. Tukan Mohammed Hindawi, Dubai, United Arab Emirates. Christian Michael Hollingsworth, Chesterfield, Missouri. Eric Allen Juarez, Floyd Knobs, Indiana. Nolan John Kilpatrick, Kankakee, Illinois. Hyun Jae Kim, Seoul, South Korea. Vernon Eugene Leach Jr., Garfield, Arkansas. Victor Armando Leon Aguilar, Caborca, Mexico. Victor Arturo Leon Aguilar, Caborca, Mexico. Carlos Victor Liriano, Gretna, Louisiana.
Congratulations, Mr. Loriano. I'll miss you, buddy. You keep playing the
Oliver J. Lomas, Mexico, Missouri. Luis Mario Marino Cantu, Monterrey, Mexico. Praise Parker Maguiza, Kigali, Rwanda. Joseph Alexander Mulvey, Dunlap, Illinois. Paul Joseph Murphy, Independence, Missouri.
Mr. Murphy, congratulations. Good job.
Charles Kevin Norman, Mexico, Missouri. Tamir Niamdava, Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. Chingun Niamku, Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. Shane Michael O'Connor, Mantua, New Jersey.
Congratulations. Well done. Thank you, Captain.
Cesar Pereira Paleo, Madrid, Spain.
Have a wonderful summer.
Gabriel Rios Perez, Doers Grove, Illinois.
Congratulations. Well done. Case Western Reserve all the way, buddy.
Eric Sebastian Puente, Monterrey, Mexico.
Congratulations.
Irvin Daniel Rodriguez, St. Louis, Missouri. Arturo Salazar, San Antonio, Texas. Alexander Joseph Seibert, Mexico, Missouri. Garrett Henry Stafford, Collierville, Tennessee. Gabriel Vallejo, Durango, Mexico. Tristan Alejandro Vera Borunda, Leon, Mexico.
Mr. Vera, how are you? Thank you very much, sir. Good to see you. Take care. Well done.
Yin Sao Wang, Sichuan, China.
Congratulations, Wang.
Donald Brown Williams, San Diego, California. Garrison Parker Yeary, Norman, Oklahoma.
Congratulations, Mr. Yuri.
Rongyang Yi, Shenzhen, China. Jiahuan Zhou, Wuhan, China. Zihan Zhu, Haikou, China. And now, Chaplain Kevin Quinn will give the benediction.
join me in prayer? Almighty God, we lift up these young men to you today with a sense of awe, excitement, and expectation as they end their MMA journey and begin another. We are in awe of the possibilities they are being presented to pursue lives that can change our world. We're excited about what we already know about their future, their college choices, their career dreams, and their desire to serve their countries. And because we believe they have earned and been provided so many opportunities to achieve greatness, we expect great things from them. They will achieve greatness if they will pursue greatness. Father, we thank you for the many cadet parents and families who are among us to celebrate this milestone day. We understand and appreciate the challenges and sacrifices they've made to provide their cadet with an exceptional education. These families truly make possible what we do every day. And finally, Father, we thank you for giving Alex Ebersole the strength to share this day with his cadets, although he could not be here this afternoon. He's climbed a great mountain just to be in Mexico today, and with your power and grace, we know he will keep climbing. Lord, guide every man of the 129th Corps of Cadets. We know that you are as proud of what they stand for as we are. So with continued thanks for your goodness and blessings, we share all these things in your holy name. Amen.
Please rise as Choir Master McGrath leads us in singing Old MMA, and remain standing as the colors are retired.